Hey guys, Travis Haley here. Also with me is Joe Scott. Joe's not only one of my instructors, but he's also a phenomenal survival expert, combat tracker, current law enforcement, former Marine, and a sniper. Every year we try to get out at least a couple days like we are right now right here in the Rocky Mountains, and this is kind of our playground, our little disruptive environment to put ourselves through our own paces as instructors. Working on weapons manipulation out here, doing some range estimation stuff, survival skills, tracking skills, navigation, and we'll stay out here overnight. But while we're out here and we got our cameras, we wanted to show you guys some quick tips on fire starting. We get a lot of questions on what kind of fire starting capabilities to use. So we're going to show you the kind of the old primitive way. Joe will get into that, and we'll show you new technology. And we want to keep in mind, just like navigation, GPSs are awesome, they're great, I rely on one, but I still want to be able to pull out my map and compass and know how to navigate. Same thing goes with fire starting here. Primitive, and we're going to show you some of the new hotness stuff that we always carry to prevent having to use this, but if we do, we've got it.
We're going to go backwards just a little ways to the advent of steel smeltering from the Bronze Age. Since then, man were able to take a steel striker on a piece of hard chert, quartzite, flint, anything like that, and make spark. And he figured out fairly quick it was a nice, easy way to carry fire with him.
Now you can find any of these rocks. We're in a dry creek bed here, but you want to find rock that has a good density, it's a good weight, got a good iron content in it. And we found a bunch of these different rocks just out here walking around the woods.
They used to use vegetable matter and different things like that to make what they call like a chert or char cloth. Basically, it's a really good fire starter. All you got to do is get a little single spark on it, and it ignites. The amount of wind doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's
we're like with a match. If you have a match out in heavy wind like today, if it was really blowing hard, you'd be blowing your matches out. The wind actually acts as your favor.
There you go. And now we build our fire based on that. So if you got an old pair of jeans, especially if you're out in survival like Joe, he's wearing a longer pair of jeans here, he could cut off the bottom. Once we have this fire going, we could build ourselves more coal. And now we're set up for success. And you can see how fast that lights up. Sometimes this will even light up faster than some of this new technology, petroleum-based type stuff, or just trying to get the actual cedar itself or something else burning. So coal, charcoal, paint, or that like the vegetable stuff like Joe was talking about, great source. So we'll actually go ahead and build some more based on what we're wearing right now, and keep this thing going. You can see how good that's already burning, and that didn't take any effort at all.
Okay. Modern technology is wonderful. With the advent of combining different alloys, you come up with a ferro rod. This thing has an intense spark. It's extremely hot, extremely volatile. As you can see, even with just our cedar and a little bit of cotton, it will take a little bit of work. But as you can see, the items are starting to burn down there. You're tender. And the key to it is a little bit of patience, a little bit of diligence.
And there you go. Now you can see how much, again, new technology, but look, this old thing's still going. That char cloth's still in there burning. This thing's great though, we can always get a spark off of it, and that's what's neat about that. Waterproof matches, crappy matches, old lighters, they're not useful, man. Yeah, it's good to have on you especially if you smoke, I guess, but altitudes, wetness, those things are going to be a problem. And that is one consideration to take in with your coal, your char cloth, is you want to make sure you do keep it dry. We're in the Rockies, so we got plenty of cedar out here, but we got dry grass everywhere. If you're in the desert, there's dead cactus, there's all kinds of dead, Joshua tree or things like that that'll burn. Now don't go cutting down a real Joshua tree because it is like a massive fine. You'll go to jail. But something that I carry constantly is this. I think this is kind of the new hotness. This is a ferro rod from Exotac, and beautifully CNC machined, and there's no reason why you shouldn't have one of these in your pocket at all times, whether it's around your knife or on your keychain. I'll take it apart real quick for you. So you just kind of take it apart like a pin, put it back together, and then the cap is your actual striker. And then your ferrule rods inside, and these are replaceable. So if you got that petroleum, you carry this, new technology again. You can see how it sparks right up.
The good thing about
And that's on fire
using
there.
a ferrule rod over some other items is ferrule rods will even work when they're wet in the rain. You wipe them off and you will still get an intense spark out of it. Char cloth, on the other hand, if it does get wet, it's going to be extremely difficult to build a fire at that point.
So you can see the difference in technology, which is always great to have. No reason, you're always going to get a spark, no matter what weather. And you don't need all the craziness. But one thing to take in consideration, now obviously Joe, he carries his old striker that he built. He's blacksmith, so and that's a perfect steel content, mixed alloys that actually work very well.
Tempered to a certain temper, hardness on a Rockwell scale. I can't tell you what it is right now, but
right, which also leads into knife choice. Everybody carries a knife on them, but what kind of steel do you carry in your knife? So that's something else you need to take in consideration, because if this is all you have, and this is all you have, well, we can get a spark. You can see them sparks coming off of there. It's kind of hard to see with the camera probably. Just be sure not to cut yourself. So this is all you need. Primitive flint, good steel knife. This is a Mora knife. They're real cheap. They're like, what, $9, $12 or something like that. So I always typically have one of these on. You can see all the spark that get off of this.
holds a really good edge too.
It does.
It's a good knife.
Now, it's not stainless. You do need to be careful about stainless knives, even though they're great. They do lose an edge faster. You don't have to clean them or maintain them as much. So we got to balance that out. So what do you want to choose? Something that is going to start fires for you, kind of be an all-around tool. You may have to put a little bit of oil on it, big deal. Or something that doesn't work in this situation. Because with this stainless knife, even though it's what I typically carry on a daily basis, unless I'm out in the woods like I am now, I'm not going to get a good spark off of this. So I need to take that in consideration. So there you go, guys, how simple it is with just a rock and a knife, or a good piece of steel, maybe something off a vehicle, or you could go out here and you could probably find a good piece of steel laying in the...
An old file out of a toolbox.
Yeah, old file out of a toolbox. If your truck broke down in the middle of the winter or something like that.
Hacksaw blade.
Yeah, there's plenty of parts that we can find out there to make this work. So you don't need all the fancy crap. You can get away with a knife and a flint. You just got to make sure you can find that rock, okay? Or you can see how easy it is with the coal cloth, or using something like this Exotac, which again, they're very inexpensive, and that's all you need. You're always going to get a spark out of it. So guys, that's something to take in consideration with fire starting stuff. Hey guys, if you like what you saw there, there's a lot more to it. Disruptive Environments course come this year. Check out the program. It's a Mountain Summer Problem Solving course.
It's on Haley's strategic training page. Check it out. It's all on the web.
You can get all the details there, guys. We'll see you out there.